What do you guys think? This keyboard? With this dust mat? Okay, don't look at the artisan. I guess I could use this one. But I like the chicken. So I'm gonna keep the chicken. Yeah, I like the chicken. Okay, check this out. Whoa! Oh my gosh, this is very hefty. Oh, this is heavy. Oh my gosh, it's cold. Oh, I just put the keyboard on my lap. It's very cold. It is cold. It looks like it starts around 350. So this configuration, you're looking around $494. So here is the board. So it comes in 3 layouts. You have WinKey, WinKeyless, and HHKB. And then in terms of customizations, so keyframe parts, you have 22 options. So that's this part right here. And then the case colors, so the polycarb that you see right here, there's 18 case colors. And from the side, you can see all 3 things that you could customize. So the keyframe, the case, and you have the weight. And then here is the back. So you do have 4 feet. 2 of them are on the weight, and then 2 of them are on the case. This part on the back does slant downwards very slightly. With the weight options, you have 3 different weight materials that you can pick from. So you can pick from brass, copper, or stainless steel. And then for the weight design, you have 2 options. You can either get this text or you can get a logo. It's very chunky. The centered USB. From the sides, the back, you can see all 3 components: the weight, the case, the keyframe. Keyframe, case, weight. And you can't see it from here. All you can see is that. But you're essentially able to see all 3 from most angles. It's a screwless case design, meaning that you can't see the case screws. They're all internal. So once you put in your switches, your keycaps, the plate, PCB, you're not able to see any visible screws. From these 4 screws, it looks like that's what keeps the keyframe inside. The middle piece, it's like a tray, which it acts as an anchor point for the keyframe, so like that. So once you remove the 4 screws, then this one you can just kind of take out like that. And then for the weight, it's looking like 6 different screws to keep the weight on. It's interesting because there's actually no screws like in the middle whatsoever. It is all on the sides. You can see where the grommets will go. So 4 on top, 4 on the bottom, and then you have these anchor points to see where it goes. The daughter board is located inside the weight itself. So as you can see, this is the case part. This part has been machined out for the daughter board to go in. However, the daughter board screws on the underside of the case. So the daughter board would then go underneath right here, and then you would route it through, and then you would put it through right here. And then once you have it situated, then it would go up through right here. This is a little different from what we normally see because typically you have the daughter board that would be screwed in right here. The case ones, these 4 are threaded, and then these 4 on the back are also threaded, but then these for the weight are not. And I'm assuming it's because it will screw directly into the weight, so you don't need to thread it, whereas these screw directly into the polycarbonate, so it's better to have those threaded. There are 4 plate options here, but I think you can get a total of 7 plates. Aluminum half plate, carbon fiber, FR4, polypropylene, polycarbonate, and POM. So, very interesting plate. This is grommet mounting, so you have like the different beams. There are 4 on top and then 4 on the bottom, and then the spacing for them is different from the top and the bottom. They've avoided any kind of beam right here, right? It's interesting that there's this like cutout instead of just like the straight line cuts down right here straight and then cuts back up. If you look right here, you see how there's a gap, but then if you look right here, there is no gap. And that's probably because the softer plate materials can't handle the leaf gasket. It doesn't have the structural integrity, I'm assuming. Very interesting spacebar design. So here's the difference between the softer plate and the harder plates. Everything is pretty similar for the most part. The biggest thing is, yeah, these springs are not present. This is a very intricate plate. The plates will have ISO support. You don't see it here, but it will have ISO support. And then lastly, we're gonna look at the PCB. So the PCB, you have two options. You have soldered and hot swap. Hot swap does not have ISO, but the plates will have ISO regardless. Solder, you can do ISO and then you can split the right shift. But for hot swap, you can do split backspace. You can do step to regular caps. No ISO for this one. You can split the right shift, but you can't split the left shift. However, if you get solder, you can split the left shift, and then the bottom row is just set. No flex cuts. It does have RGB. They're like these really tiny LEDs right here. There is a physical reset button right here. Here is where your GST cable would go. Nice PCB. It's thick too. Good thickness. All right, that is pretty much everything. This is the Drop DCX Sapphire keycap set. They sent this out to me to check out, and so we're gonna use it. Check it. I have a link for you guys to click. I'd appreciate if you guys click this link, and I guess the more traffic I get from link clicks, the more they want to work with me. So this is DCX Sapphire. I've used one DCS set before when it first came out. So it's a mono set, except it does have these like white accents, as you can see. We're going to use this. It's funny because like Connor was sleeping, so I went upstairs to like go wake him up. And I was like, "Hey, I need your help. Like you need to take ginkgo." And he didn't understand. He's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "You need to take ginkgo because I brought home a cat." And it just didn't comprehend. He thought he was dreaming. Like half awake, he just thought he was dreaming about me bringing home like a stray cat. But no, it was like an actual thing. And then my dad happened to wake up and he was like, cats are just independent creatures. You need to leave them outside. And he was like, stop stealing people's cats. I'm like, I'm not stealing. I'm trying to find its owner. Let's talk about the board. Today we built the Protagonist. This is currently in group buy right now until May 21st. It is heavy. It is heavy. I struggle to pick it up. Like I'm straining right now. This is the copper keyframe with the PC case. And then this weight is the copper weight. You have 18 case colors and then 22 keyframe colors. You have 3 different layouts. You can either get Winky, Winkyless, or HHKB. You can get 3 different weight materials. So you can get brass, stainless steel, or you can get copper. The stainless steel is going to be treated with oil to avoid patina. Here is the USB port side, and then here is the front lip. In terms of like the cheapest configuration, it will start around 350. And then on top of that, you can buy additional keyframes, but the neat part is the cables. These are very heckin' nice cables. I have one right here that I was showing, but you can get the solar eclipse two different kinds. Auburn Serenity, so that's the one I have. Mocha Frappe, Ballet Blush. This one's very cute. I like this one a lot. Hunter Orange, Eclipse, Silver Hunter. So my thoughts is that it's a solid board. If you're looking for something with tons of personalization options, this is definitely something that you can be very creative with. I will say that I don't think any foam is necessary. For the switches that I used and the plates that I used, the sound was pretty consistent. The biggest thing I noticed between the two plates was the typing feedback. And the fact that it uses proprietary grommets or like the gasket beans so that you can basically choose how soft or how hard you want the gaskets to be. That's also a good thing to have. It's a pretty solid board. I will say some of the choices do get expensive, but that's because you're getting like a Cerakote option. This configuration I have right now is around $495 from what I saw. I would say this is like a mid to high range price point board. But overall, build quality was pretty solid. Pretty impressed with it. There's like nothing glaringly obvious to point out with at least the builds that I built today. Thank you, Loobed, and thank you, Wiredin, for sending it out to me. I appreciate it. This is a very solid board. I liked it a lot. I liked that there was the polypropylene option. All the different top colors, also very cool. Alright, but yeah, let's the build!